You may have noticed, but here at Geckota we definitely love more than just watches. 2019 has seen a large expansion of our best-selling racing range. So now with the gifting season upon us, we thought we'd sit down for a bit of a chat about what has gone into the making of this collection. First up is our C01 Generation 2 racing chronograph. Packed with 60s and 70s styling, our C01 Generation 2 is the successor of our best-selling C01 Generation 1 from 2017. This watch features a fully polished 42mm case with a bold multi-layer dial, Swiss luminescence, and a double dome sapphire crystal. The perfect spec for everyday wear and packed with all of that vintage racing goodness which we all know and love. What car would we wear this watch in? We feel that the cushion case really evokes that stunning 70s style, where angles are introduced but not quite as sharp as the 80s where you could pretty much cut yourself on the car. So my choice would be this stunning 74 Alfa Romeo 2000 GTV that we recently saw during our visit to the Classic Motor Hub. Just simply a beautiful car, and I think the simple colour scheme goes amazingly with one of the Panda versions of the watch. The perfect duo for a summer's drive through the countryside. Next up is our C3 racing watch. Aiming to do things a bit differently, the C3 is the only non-chronograph in our racing lineup. This watch aims to challenge the popular belief that a racing watch must be a chronograph with the tachymeter scale. Developed with the input from Geckota racing champion Scott Mckenna, we created the perfect everyday watch that sports a strong racing style. With a 42mm case, bidirectional fully loomed ceramic bezel insert, 200 meters of water resistance and a double dome sapphire crystal, this watch is ready to take on any challenge. To make up for the lack of tachymeter, we have introduced this bidirectional bezel featuring both minute and hour tracks, allowing you to roughly time minutes/hours passing as well as keeping track of a second time zone if required. To learn more about why we opted not to use a tachymeter scale or a chronograph movement, check out the Scott Mckenna edition below. We photographed this watch quite a lot next to the incredible Mark I twin cam Escort replica found during our visit to Mondrals. The aggressive racing style, colours and the simplicity of the car are just in perfect harmony with the C3, especially the silver version. This would definitely be my choice for an exciting track day. We also have the C3 Scott Mckenna limited edition. As mentioned before, the C3 was created with the input from Geckota champion winning Scott Mckenna, who even admitted that a tachymeter scale and chronograph wouldn't be needed for his modern racing, since it simply would not get used. He said that it would be much more useful to have a hard-wearing, well-legible watch, which has the added bonus of being able to track time zones while he is away racing. We found that it is only fitting for our first Scott Mckenna edition to be part of the C3 collection, and so here we are, featuring his striking yellow and blue colour scheme, as well as other personalised changes, created in a limited edition run of only 27 pieces. This is truly a special part of Geckota history. If we were to choose which car we'd wear this in, it would obviously have to be the championship winning car, wouldn't it? Now for the C4 Space Age racing chronograph. The first watch in our racing collection that features our Space Age design language, which was first seen on our G1 Divers watch. With this watch we have tried to give something completely unique at this price point, featuring a strong unique design mixed with an interesting specification list. We have opted for an acrylic crystal on this watch to help balance the thickness as the crystal can wrap around the hands. Since this crystal is less expensive than a normal sapphire crystal, we have gone for a full ceramic bezel, which is not just the insert. Very rare at this price point and works amazingly with the polarizing Space Age design. What car would we wear this in? Even though Space Age design is usually associated with 1940s to 60s America, we think that the 1990s had all the right amounts of weird and experimental to complement the Space Age range. That's why our choice would be this insane Jaguar XJ220 that we saw during our visit to Caffeine and Machine. It features a lot of similar design cues such as the flow of concave and convex lines and unique styling. We also like the British connection. Lastly is our prototype C5 Chronograph, proudly displaying our new Geckota racing emblem and featuring styling and colours not yet seen in the Geckota racing range. We designed this watch to celebrate the rugged side of motorsports, through the quirky, minimal and quite utilitarian design language that is characteristic of classic rally cars. The watch is featuring the VK64 mecha-quartz chronograph movement, a modest 40mm case size, and a flat sapphire crystal. Like all of our other watches, it is ready to take on any modern challenge and would be the perfect daily choice for anyone looking to express their individuality. Which car would we wear this watch in? Although a slightly different style to the classic rally cars that inspired this watch, I think this Maserati 300S from our visit to Goodwood Revival would make an incredible pairing to this watch, mainly the blue dial version. I think that the beautiful match of colours and the asymmetric design perfectly complements the single-seater style of the 50s,